So I rewatched that, and I have decided not to continue on crossing that bridge. I think I have had enough insights on that journey for now, but I did get a shiny pebble halfway, which is the question of, if you are a god, would you rather have a temple or a garden? And the answer both is not allowed in here for today. You just have to pick one. Would you rather have a temple or a garden? Because I realized I spoke a lot about the temple when I'm not even sure if I would like a temple. Like what would I do with the temple? It's I don't even live there, and yeah, that temple is not for me. It's people cannot even live there. Somebody will kick them out, and basically it feels so like a waste of if I were I'm a bit scared to actually say this, because this is a very like sort of topic, because if I was a divine entity, or like a god, let's say, I don't think that I will have a temple, because one, I know how hard life is of human beings, and I can see them struggling, and for them to invest resources just to build me a temple, I would rather like them to build some kind of garden for themselves, so they can give themselves some food when they're hungry, or something that they need. Also, if I am a god, like, this is such a fun topic, by the way. I'm already having fun. Like, of course, I see the point of it being an art form. Like all those sculptures, the floors, like a lot of the magnificent buildings in this earth, on this earth, have that purpose. It is dedicated to some divine like entity that's somewhere, but somehow has a percentage of living within each and every one of us. A lot of these like forms of beautiful buildings are dedicated to, yes, and I see it like from the artistic perspective, it has served its purpose because the humans have developed their skills or expressed themselves through what they feel like is like a very grand purpose, to build something, to dedicate it for the source of life that was given to them, like to give back in some form. Like in an artistic perspective, I see the point of the temple. Like it, the people gave it the heart and the warmth. And so when I see this, like whenever I visit some foreign or like different cities, it's nice to see that people give their life and their time and their abilities to make something so beautiful. I can see it that way, and it's really nice for people to have that kind of idea, to enhance it and to like come up with such intricate art form that people can actually go to and enhance their connection to something that is larger than their life or their finite life or existence. In that perspective, I see it. Then again, let's go back to my question. Now that I have explored this part, that I see the point why temples exist, and I like that they exist because they give people some kind of emotional support, and it enhances the imagination. And in a way that is, when you see some kind of beautiful sculpture, you get inspired also maybe to create something that maybe that's not even related to the temple itself, but you get inspired, like just how you would get inspired when you go to a museum, sort of. And also the vibe in there, it's different than the other vibes of some other places. Every place has a unique vibe, as you can like feel. So let's go back to the question. Like, if you were a god, would you rather have a temple dedicated to you or a garden? You can only pick one. I'll pick a garden. I'll pick a garden because in that garden, I could actually, it doesn't have, maybe it will have walls, just for earth rules sake, it will have walls, maybe, I don't know. But also, since we're on earth, it's more practical for my people, for the people to have a garden, because a lot of people are starving, and for example, the resources and the time that they would choose to build for me, like, how do I explain this? Basically, I would like I would like them to not feel any pressure to worship me. I guess that's my point. If I was a god, I will not have a temple because I don't want the people to feel any pressure to worship me. I would rather have them build a garden inspired by me. Or uh, maybe I wouldn't even want to be included. Like, if I was a god and they really, really, really want to dedicate something to me, I'd rather choose like, oh, people of the earth, just build some garden, feed yourselves, and just be kind to one another. I guess that will be like my wish. Treat each other how you would treat a temple. Because you see, people put the temples on a pedestal. They show respect. They make efforts to make it beautiful. They get some inspiration on it, or enhance their faith, or behave with decency inside the temple. Yeah, maybe that's one good point. Just that's the people. Treat each other how you would treat a temple, or exist in each other's lives like how you would behave in a temple. A lot of branches in my brain just kind of came out. I feel like a Medusa with invisible snakes. Like, because also this is another thing that I notice. People present their best selves inside the temple, but when they go out, like, sometimes it's a different story and it's not very preferable. So maybe it applies, maybe it doesn't, but I would still choose a garden because that's actually I just now have an image of a garden in my head, or a farm or something like this, where people just grow flowers and fruits and they're really happy. They build some kind of community and cooperation, and people learn how to solve problems together, and they feed each other with what they make, and children are just running around, and sometimes they are, when it's warm outside, they just lie beneath the shadow of the tree and they grab some fruit and they're happy and they're laughing and they have all the nature to support their childhood, and it's just a very beautiful thing to see through the eyes of my mind. That's why I prefer a garden over a temple. Because in a garden, things really do live there. Things live there. They may die sometimes when the season is not very kind. But things grow there. Life is being supported there. in a more, I guess, more like, how do you say, I cannot find the right word. Life is being supported there in different perspectives, not just the spiritual. Because you see, temples, they have opening and closing hours. Like I said earlier, people cannot really, like, even during the night, I'm not sure if this is all the cases, like when someone gets stranded or something on the street and it's raining, the temples are locked. And I hope I'm getting my point across, because it's so hard to describe just one thing without like opening up more doors for further discussions. And it's a bit sad there in the temple, because the walls are not very friendly. Like the art may inspire you, but only for a bit of a time. Like yes, the impact you will take home with you, but really you don't have your like oh, it's final. The temple is final. All you can do is like replenish the paint, or like, of course, one would argue again that it can be like changed, but compared to a garden, the temple is more final. The garden grows. It's connected. The roots are connected to the earth itself. So it's more like it fosters this kind of a more hospitable form of immortality. Yeah, I think I will not stop talking unless I stop talking somewhere, because I can just go on and on and on and explore all the ideas and the doors that are opening. So I guess I need to conclude here that I would choose a garden over a temple, simply because the kids can run around and pick fruits and they are happy. I think that's the summary of what I'm trying to say. In layman's terms, I guess that's what I'm trying to say.